What's going on, YouTube? This is your boy AshTheMan. Thank you so much for definitely tuning in. So we're gonna be talking about that Tokyo Ghoul chapter 159. Now this chapter just released earlier today. I know Manga Fox is usually one of the first chapters to ever, like kind of like get an update on it. But however, when I seen that it was updated, I had to read it as soon as I got off work. But nevertheless, we jumping right into it now. Just as a side note, I didn't cover 158 because it was just basically a continuation of him talking to Rize, the first conversation. Our first conversation kind of gives a mature side to, what's the reason, outcomes and things in that general. Things you probably already assume why, questions that we already answered. Not saying that it was a boring chapter, it just made no sense to kind of like review it, and that's what they already gave off. But this time, Rize got a chance to kind of like hit points to Kaneki, kind of draw out information, things that he may, like let us as an audience kind of realize. Now, when we talking about Kaneki and the way that he thinks, Kaneki is trying to look at it as trying to go as the most peaceful way possible. That's how he always been as a character. Even though he's fighting now, he always trying to find the most peaceful way to handle things. Like even when he was in the Agri Tree, when he was Hessel in the CCG, like even him being Ghoul King, he's trying to find a way to make everybody happy. And that's not the case. And Rize kind of like exploited it out in the previous chapter. In 150, she exploited that, everybody can't be happy. That's not mature, However, in this one, she kind of exploits it out, and the reason why, like, why do all this? Why go behind it? Why fight so hard? And pretty much, Kaneki has some emotional points. Him as a character before he got his ghoul powers, before he got his ghoul power, more like after, when he started being around ghouls more often, when he was trying to see if the ghoul was going to go out of him, there was a way to save it, making him more familiar, fit with it. And even at the Agri Tree, he pretty much created a bond with these people and cherished that bond. He felt like being around them people, they needed him. So it pretty much with him being the Ghoul King, he felt like it's as needed. Like, like pretty much you need me, so that makes me happy. He felt like he has a place as long as they need him. And it's kind of crazy to feel like that we got some emotions of, how he actually feels about Rize. Pretty much, he doesn't hate her for what happened, but he is happy to knowing that how everything turned out. And he kind of put pieces together with how, like, the people that invaded, the guy that he brought down and that they said that smelled just like him, pretty much has been made from her cells. He kind of put two and two together, so kind of he ain't too dumb off of that. But however, in the case of this, we can honestly say Kaneki is going to go through an emotional, transparent, kind of thing, because she gave him the idea of like, and it was kind of a crazy conversation because she kind of like, like expressed what is wrong and what is right. And pretty much it goes to that thing like, if you're raised to do wrong without knowing right, how do you know you're wrong? We think you're doing right. That kind of comment confuses a lot of people. But in the same sense, you got to think about it. If a ghoul natural instinct, they don't, like, for what they do, like eating humans, they don't consider themselves to be wrong. And because that's their natural thing. That's like a lion, eating a zebra to basically live. They have to go through their food chain of the cycle to kind of like live on. And that's just how Ghoul is. Rize expressed that. She expressed that to the fullest. She was bound. She was more like a free spirit, even though she had a twisted way of looking at things. Her vocabulary choice of it was definitely powerful to make you think she was very sinister, but kind of understanding it at this standpoint, you can't, you have to consider that they're not totally evil about the things that they do. I mean, yes, they feast on humans because, they need humans to survive, but that don't make them evil. Does that make them a different type of human? Yeah, they pretty much good. They high-powered zombies. So, yeah, but however, she kind of expressed that out to him. And I mean, he understands to a certain point. So I'm not sure what kind of, transition Kaneki is going to take from this conversation. Because, again, whenever Rise comes into the factor, she always, like, on a more emotional level, makes Kaneki go through, a mature, change. Like, he mature in some way. He looks at things a little bit different, maybe a little bit more arrogant, passive, it's just different things. But honestly, I think we're probably going to get a more of aggressive tip from Kaneki, a more, passionate but aggressive, personality. Hopefully, we get to see that side. I really want to end things on a cliffhanger because honestly, it's definitely a lot more things to cover. I just want to see how he's going to be, emerging from the mutated centipede. But definitely, it was a very interesting chapter. A very good one too. It was more informational than action, but you gotta respect this. They talk things to make things seem a little bit more familiar with him. Because honestly, if you look at Kaneki, he doesn't exactly still look everything through a ghoul eyes. He still refers to things being that if he's a human. So I guess this is kind of going to be the breaking point that is going to make him or break him as the Ghoul King. So, yeah, but then again, thank you guys for definitely, tuning in for this. You can definitely expect another update, coming, next week. So, definitely appreciate it. But other than that, like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment at the bottom. We'll definitely appreciate it. AshTheMan is out.